And I also hope that you had an amazing day. All right, so today we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on capitalization. And before we start with capitalization, you're going to log into aplusstudents.ca, and you're going to log in with your username as well as your password. All right, so once we've logged in with our username as well as our password, you are then going to select the subject of language arts and then grade 1. All right, so once we have selected the subject of language arts, grade 1, we're going to scroll down up until we get to capitalization, because that is going to be our focus chapter for today. So capitalization. All right, so our chapter for today is capitalization, right? So capitalization is where we need to capitalize certain words, names, and so on. But we are going to find out more about capitalization and what the rules are of capitalization during the course of the lesson. All right. So in today's chapter, we're going to be focusing on the lessons of capitalize the names of people and pets, capitalize days and months, and capitalize sentences and the pronoun I. All right, so we're going to start with the first lesson, which is capitalize the names of people and pets. All right, so we capitalize the names of people as well as pets, right? So when we capitalize names of people and pets, it firstly names of people, names of pets, it is a noun firstly, right? It is a noun. And we also call it a proper noun, right? Where you name people, it's like people's names, or for example, the name of your pet, right? So then we need to capitalize the names, right? Capitalize by writing the first letter of either the name or the word, or let's say basically the name with a capital letter, right? All right. So in this case, we capitalize the names of people as well as pets. So even your name, right? So when you write your name as well as your surname, it needs to be, or it needs to start with a capitalization, right? So your name needs to start with a capitalization, as well as if you have a second, third name, right? We capitalize it, right? Meaning that we are writing it with a capital letter, or let's say the first letter of that name. And then also your surname, right? We write with a capital letter, right? So we capitalize all our names, whether it is names of our parents, names of our siblings, names of our friends, right? We write it with a capital letter. So if your friend's name is Mia, for example, right? Then it means that Mia's name is going to be capital letter, meaning it's going to be with a big letter M, for example, right? So we write Mia, right? So of course, it's different ways in which to write somebody's name, but the first letter of the person's name needs to be written with a capital letter, and we call that capitalizing, right? Or capitalize. So we capitalize the names of people as well as pets. So here we have an example that says, my sister is named Laura, right? So Laura is the name of this person's sister. And as you can see, Laura is written with a capital letter L, right? So the first letter of Laura's name starts with the capital letter L. So we don't write Laura's name with a small letter, right? Nope, that is wrong. We need to write it with a capital letter L for Laura. So we capitalize the first letter of the name, right? The same with your dog. So if you also name your dog, right, the dog's name should also be capitalized. So you cannot say my dog's name is Buddy, right? Nope. Or with Buddy with a small letter B. So that is correct, right? So you need to say my dog's name is Buddy with a capital letter B, right? Because Buddy is also the name of your pet. So names of pets as well as names of people, we need to capitalize it, meaning that our first letter or the first letter of that name needs to start with a capital letter. So in this case, our puppy Mia loves to be around people, right? So if we were to pick one of the words that needs to be capitalized, right, then we will capitalize Mia because they're saying that Mia, our puppy Mia, meaning that the puppy's name is Mia, loves to be around people. And in this case, Mia's name is written with a small letter, right? Or a lowercase, like we would call it. So we need to write it with a capital letter M for Mia, right? So Mia. So our puppy Mia loves to be around people. So Mia we capitalize basically the first letter of Mia's name, right? Because it is the name of a pet. All right, so before I continue with this, let us quickly go to capitalization rules, right? So there are but a few rules when it comes to capitalization, right? It says the first words of sentences, right? That is also what we need to do. So which means that if you write a sentence, right? If you write a sentence, if you start any sentence, then you need to start that word with a capital letter, right? For example, my name is Sarah, right? So the first letter of the word, or let's say the first word is capitalized, meaning the first letter of that word that starts the sentence, it is capitalized, right? So my name is Sarah. Or what are you doing, right? You're asking a question, right? So the first letter of that sentence, of the first word, it starts with a capital letter, right? So also, like we were saying, names of people, right? Names of people, names of pets, right? We need to capitalize it. So if your name is John, John needs to be written with a capital letter J. If your name is Amy, then Amy needs to be written with a capital letter Y. If your name is Ben, then Ben needs to be written with a capital letter B, right? So we capitalize the first letter of the name, right? We start with the first letter of the name, right? So names of people needs to be capitalized, right? And later on in this chapter and our lessons, we're also going to find out more rules on what we need to capitalize. So your nationality, right? If you're American, if you're Indian, if you're Canadian, if you're South African, right? You need to write that first letter with a capital letter, right? Days, the names of the days. So days of the week, the M for Monday needs to be capitalized, right? The same here, names of holidays like Independence Day, right? So the first letter of independence, right? We capitalize it. Labor Day, the L, the first letter of labor, it is capitalized, right? Christmas Day that we celebrate, right? The C, we capitalize of Christmas, right? So names of holidays, we capitalize, right? Even names of months. So, like the same with days of the week, months of the year, we capitalize it, right? So, you basically capitalize the first letter of that word, right? Whether it is whether it is the days of the week, the months of the year, a person's name, a person's surname, names of a pet, right? These are the words that you need to capitalize. But remember, we only capitalize the first letter of the name or the first letter of the word. All right. So when we capitalize, right? So when we capitalize either a name or we capitalize the first word or the first word of a sentence, right? The beginning of a sentence, when we capitalize it, or days of the week, months of the year. We capitalize holidays and so on, right? When we capitalize it, we are making the lowercase, right? So a letter that is written with a small letter, so lowercase, we're making the lowercase letter into a uppercase letter. For example, there we have, like, for example, A, right? So you cannot write the first letter or your word, your name Amy, for example, with a small a. You need to write it with a capital letter A, not a lower case, right? The same with Sarah, right? If your name is Sarah, right, you cannot write Sarah with a small letter S, right, or a lowercase letter S. You need to write Sarah with a capital letter S for Sarah. The same with Ben, for example. You cannot write Ben with a small letter B, right? You need to write Ben with a capital letter B, and this one is correct, right? So we are making the lowercase, for example, the small letter, right? We are making it into an uppercase, right? Which is, for example, the B for Ben, right? So what do we also capitalize? We need to capitalize the first letter in a sentence. So if we start a sentence, right, then the sentence starts with a capital letter, right? So the first letter in a sentence, when we start writing a sentence, we need to capitalize it, right? So if you are asking, what are you doing, right? Let me just quickly say, what are you doing, right? So this is a question that is being asked. So basically, what are you doing is a question that's being asked, right? But this is also in a form, let's say, of a, let's say, sentence, right? So which means that the first letter of this sentence or this question, right, needs to be written in uppercase letters, meaning it needs to be written in a capital letter. So we are going to change that the first letter, which is W, within what, we are going to write it in a capital, with a capital letter, or we call it in a uppercase. So now we say, what are you doing? Right? So which means that our sentence starts with a capital letter. So the first letter of that sentence, right, it is capitalized, right? So we changed the lowercase letter into an uppercase letter. All right. So we also capitalize names of people, right? And we made an example of Ben, right? So we do not write Ben's name with a small letter. which is a lowercase, we do not do that. We write it with uppercase letters, meaning we write it with capital letters, right? So names of people, names of places, right? Example, Canada. We write with a capital letter C for Canada, right? Names of pets, right? So the name of your pet. If your pet's name is let's say Buddy, right? Then Buddy needs to be capital letter, right? And remember, we don't capitalize all of the letters, right? We only capitalize the first letter of the word, right? So Canada, which is the name of a place, the first letter is capitalized. Buddy, the name of a pet, the first letter is capitalized. Names of months, right? We capitalize names of months. So, for example, if your birthday month is May, then May needs to be written in a capital letter. The first letter needs to be capitalized. Capital letter M for May, right? Days of the week, for example, Sunday, right? So Sunday, then we say S for Sunday, capital letter S for Sunday, right? So that is what we need to do when it comes to capitalizing letters, names, for example. We capitalize the first letter of a sentence. The start of a sentence needs to be capitalized. Names of people needs to be capitalized. Names of places needs to be capitalized. And we have an example. Names of pets needs to be capitalized. Months of the year, days of the week, it needs to be capitalized, meaning that we need to write it with a capital letter, right? Specifically, the first letter of that word or the first letter of a sentence needs to be capitalized. We do not capitalize the whole word, right? Only the first letter of the name, days of the week, for example, name of a pet, months of the year, place, and so forth, right? All right. So now we're going back to our tutorial page. All right, so now if we look at the sentence, right, we need to pick one capitalization mistake, right? So we need to pick up a mistake and we need to correct the mistake, right? This is Abby. She is our family's dog. Abby, she's a family dog, which means that we have identified or we need to identify the mistake that needs capitalization, and we have identified Abby, right? Because Abby is the name of the family dog, but it is written in a small letter, which means that Abby needs to be capitalized, right? So the first letter of the name of the dog needs to be in a capital letter. So Abby, and that is in small letters. So this is Abby, right? She is our family's dog. So Abby is the family's pet, right? So we capitalize Abby. The first letter of the name of the dog is capitalized. All right, so we need to also pick one capitalization mistake in here. What does Seth feed Luna? His bird, right? So what does Seth feed Luna? His bird. So Luna is the name of the bird, right? Luna is the name of the bird. So which means that we need to we have identified Luna as the mistake because we need to capitalize Luna, right? So which means that we are going to say capital letter L for Luna, right? So what does it feed Luna? Capital letter L for Luna because Luna is the name of the pet, which is a bird, right? So capital letter L for lunar. All right. So now we're going to our little test, right? So once again, we capitalize names of people, we capitalize names of pets in this case, right? And we write the names of either people as well as pets with a capital letter, right? Meaning that the name needs to be in an upper case, whether it is the name of a person or the name of the pet, right? So here they're saying we need to select two capitalization mistakes, right? Look how small Justin's puppy Mia is. Look how small Justin's puppy Mia is. So we need to identify and select two capitalization mistakes within the sentence. Look how small Justin's puppy Mia is. So is it Justin's and puppy? Is it Justin's and Mia? Is it look, Mia, or puppy and Mia? So we need to identify and select the two capitalization mistakes within that sentence, meaning that they forgot to capitalize those words. Is it Justin's and puppy? Justin's and Mia? Look, Mia, puppy, Mia. All right. So if we were to select the two capitalization mistakes, then we are going to choose the names of the people. So one name of a person, which is Justin, and the name of a pet, which is Mia. So Justin's and Mia, right? Because they forgot to write Justin's name as well as the pet Mia's name with a capital letter. Yes, Jeanette named her turtle Oscar. So we need to pick one capitalization mistake within the sentence. Yes, Jeanette or Janet named her new turtle Oscar. So if we select the capitalization mistake, is it turtle? Is it Oscar? Is it Janet? Or is it yes? We need to select one capitalization mistake. And if we select the one capitalization mistake, right, then we are going to select Oscar because it says Janet named her new turtle Oscar, meaning that Oscar is the name of her pet turtle. This is Abby. She is our family's dog. So this is Abby. She is our family's dog. So we need to select one capitalization mistake. Is it Abby, families, she, or our? We need to select the word or the mistake that they made where or when they forgot to write the capital letter. All right, so which means that we are selecting Abby, right? Because Abby is the family's dog or the family's pet, right? And we said names of pets are written with a capital letter. Our puppy Mia loves to be around people. So our puppy Mia loves to be around people. So we need to pick one capitalization mistake, right? Is it puppy, loves, our, or Mia? We need to select one of these words over here, right? one of these words needs to be written in a capital letter. And we forgot, meaning that the mistake is there where we wrote it in a lowercase. All right, so if we were to select one capitalization mistake, we will select Mia, right? Because it says our puppy Mia loves to be around people, which means that the name of their puppy or their pet is Mia. All right. So that is capitalizing the names of people as well as pets, right? And we said that if you capitalize names of people as well as names of pets, then it means that you need to write the names of the people and pets with uppercases, right? Which is a capital letter. So basically the first letter of the name or the first letter of the name of the pet, it needs to be written with a capital letter. We also call it upper cases. All right, so the next lesson is to capitalize days of the month, right? So as much as we need to capitalize names, right? Names of people, whether it is your first name, second name, surname, right? As well as names of pets, right? We need to capitalize names of people as well as pets, right? But we also need to capitalize days and months, right? Meaning days of the week and months of the year, right? So we need to capitalize the names of the months and the days of the week, right? Meaning that the first letter of that word is going to start with uppercases or capital letters, like we would say. For example, we go away on Friday. So we go away on Friday, right? And as you can see, the first letter of Friday is written with a capital letter. It is capitalized, right? The same with we are gone. We are gone for all of March, right? The first letter of March is capitalized, meaning it is written with a capital letter, right? So Friday as well as March, right? These are, for example, Friday is days of the week. So Friday is the day of the week, and March is a month of the year, right? So you can see that we wrote Friday as well as March with a capital letter, right? Meaning days of the weeks we write with a capital letter, months of the year we write with a capital letter, meaning we write it with an upper case. So we need to capitalize names of people, surnames, names of pets, names of days of the week, as well as months of the year. All right, so now click to fix the one capitalization mistake, right? So we are going to underline the capitalization mistake and write the correct answer, the correct word, the correct form next to the sentence. On Monday, we baked cookies. So on Monday, we baked cookies. So the question is, when did you bake cookies, right? So on Monday. And if we look at Monday, Monday is written with a lowercase, right? Small letters. So that is already one mistake because Monday needs to be written with a capital letter M for Monday. Because Monday is the day of the week. All right, we need to click to fix two capitalization mistakes. So two capitalization mistakes, right? On Tuesday, January 25, we will go home. So on Tuesday, January 25, we will go home. So we need to choose the two capitalization mistakes within that sentence. All right, so if we select two capitalization mistakes within that sentence, and then we are going to choose Tuesday as well as January, right? Meaning that Tuesday is the day of the week, which means that it needs to be written with a capital letter T for Tuesday, right? And January is the first month of the year, and we need to write January with a capital letter J for January, right? All right, so in this case, we also need to click to find or to fix the one capitalization mistake, right? We need to fix it. What do you plant in your garden in February? What do you plant in your garden in February, right? If we were to select the capitalization mistake, we would underline or basically correct February, right? Because February is a month of the year, meaning that we need to write February with an uppercase. Right? So we write it with a, let me say basically the first letter is a capital letter, or we say it is upper cases. All right, so now we're going to do a little test on capitalizing days and months, meaning days of the week and months of the year. So we need to click to fix one capitalization mistake made within the sentence. A picnic in December would be very cold. A picnic in December would be very cold. So we need to click or to select the capitalization mistake within the sentence. Is it picnic or is it December? The word that needs capitalization, right? The capitalization mistake made within the sentence. Is it picnic or December? A picnic in December would be very cold. All right, so if we select the capitalization mistake, we'll select December or December, right? Because December is a month of the year and it was not capitalized. She will go see the new house on Wednesday. Wednesday. So is it Wednesday or is it new? We need to select the capitalization mistake. All right, so if we choose the correct capitalization mistake, we will choose Wednesday because Wednesday is it's a day of the week and it is written with lower cases. What do you like to do in October? So is it October or like? October or like? We need to choose the capitalization mistake within that sentence or question, basically. All right, so if we choose the capitalization mistake, we will say it is October, right? October, because October is a month of the year, and we see that we capitalize days of the week as well as months of the year. All right. So we only did like a few of the tests, right? So far we went over the lessons of capitalizing the names of people. We capitalized the names of a pet. We capitalized the days of the week. And we also capitalize the months of the year, right? So in the sentence, whether we write it down, we need to capitalize names of people, names of pets, days of the week, months of the year. And remember, the first letter of those words needs to be capitalized only. Not the whole word needs to be capitalized, only the first letter of that word. So now we need to capitalize sentences and the pronoun I. So we need to capitalize the first word of a sentence, right? So your sentence starts with a capital letter. So when you write a sentence, my name is Ava, we need to write it with a capital letter, right? So the first word of the sentence, meaning the first letter of that word, needs to be written with a capital letter. We also capitalize I. So the letter I, right? So for example, I am, or I went to the shop. So whether the I is in the middle of the sentence, you still need to capitalize the letter I, the pronoun I, right? So Jan and I sing. That is an example, right? Jan and I sing, right? So it means that the I needs to be capitalized all the time, right? That is when the pronoun I is standing on its own, not the I in the middle of a word, right? Only the I if you, for example, use it in the context of, for example, Jan and I sing. But we don't capitalize the I, let's say, for example, in nice, right? That needs to say small letters. All right. Today, we need to find one capitalization mistake. Today, I made my own lunch. Today, I made my own lunch. We need to capitalize one of the words. We need to correct and find, actually, we need to find and correct the capitalization mistake within this sentence. Today, I made my own lunch. All right, so if we were to select the capitalization mistake that we have or identified, then we would say it is I, right? Because I needs to be written in a capital letter, right? So today I made my own lunch. We need to identify the capitalization mistake. Bring bring me the black pot, please. Bring me the black pot, please. If we were to select to identify the capitalization mistake, then we will identify the first letter of the sentence, right? So which means that it's going to be capital letter B for bring, right? Capital letter B for bring, because that is the start of a sentence. So bring me the black pot, please. He and I made lunch. He and I made lunch. We need to select the capitalization mistake within that sentence. And if we select the capitalization mistake within that sentence, right, then we select the first letter of the sentence. Or let's say the first word of the sentence. But of course, we capitalize only the letter. So which means that we have identified he, right? And we write he with a capital letter. He and I made lunch. So he is written with a capital letter. All right, so now we say that we capitalize the names of, we basically capitalize sentences as well as the pronoun I, right? So now we go to the test. We need to find or fix the one capitalization mistake. If I go outside, will you go too? If I go outside, will you go too? So is it I that needs to be changed or you that needs to be changed? All right, so if we select the capitalization mistake, we will select I because we say that I needs to be written with capital letter, right? So well done. Yes, my sister and I went to the party, right? So we need to select two capitalization mistakes. Is it my and I or yes and I? All right, so in this case, right, we have selected yes because yes is the start of the sentence, and we see that the first letter of the sentence or the first letter of the word of the sentence needs to be written with a capital letter, as well as the pronoun I needs to be capitalized always. So yes and I. And then bring me the black pot, please. Bring me the black pot, please. We need to click and fix the one capitalization mistake. Bring me the black pot, please. So is it bring or is it black? Bring or black? All right, so in this case, it is bring, right? Because bring is the start of the sentence, right? And it needs to be we said the sentence starts with a capital letter. So we need to write bring with a capital letter because it's the start of a sentence. All right, so that is now our lesson on capitalization, where we said we capitalize the names of people and pets. We capitalize days of the week, months of the year. We also capitalize sentences, meaning the start of the sentence or beginning of the sentence, as well as the pronoun I, right? So that is what we need to capitalize, right? So the rule is that we need to capitalize names of people, names of pets, the days of the week, the months of the year, right? As well as the first letter or the first word or the first letter of the word in the sentence, as well as the pronoun I. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson, grade ones on capitalization. Thank you very much for signing and joining our class. I hope that you are going to have an amazing evening further. Goodbye.